and please, I'm begging every man, please do not put your hands on your wife. At the same time, women, do not abuse your husbands, because it can go either way. Only that is more prominent for men to abuse women because they are more powerful. But again, women, some people use their mouth to be very, very abusive as well. So in any way, nobody should abuse anybody, not to talk of abusing that person to the extent of exiting that person from this planet Earth. It's unacceptable at all levels. This is wrong at all levels. If marriage is not working, find your way, exit. You don't need to stay in it to die. That's my own take on it. Hello family, welcome to another beautiful edition of Annie Otter's channel. If today is your first day watching me, you are in the right place. Please hit the right button that says subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and you will be among the very first people that will be notified whenever I post something new. In today's edition, I am going to be discussing about this news that broke the internet, that rocked the internet over the weekend. This is no other news but about our beloved sister, the Minister of Most High God, Sister Osinachi Nwachukwu. So if you are very close to the Nigerian community, you will know that this has been a very sad, disheartening, sorrowful news that broke over the internet. Regardless of what we have all read, but most reliable sources from news and friends and well-wishers and witnesses, it has been realized that this lady was sent to her early grave by her beloved husband. So according to the news, it has it that the husband kicked her in the chest. Okay, so there are so many scenarios, and I'm thinking, kicked her in her chest. Was she laying down? Was she sitting down? Was she knocked down before being kicked? Okay. So many witnesses out there have spoken, reliable sources, ministers of the music industry of the Most High God have all spoken. They have witnessed this lady being abused over and over again, and there have been evidences of the abuse all over. But the thing is that why did it end this way? What was done and what was not done? There are so many questions surrounding this issue, but at the same time, there is nothing much anybody can do for the abused unless the abused have decided to escape that relationship, to leave that relationship, to abandon that relationship. Especially when it's a marital relationship, and when children are involved, and when these people are in the so-called religious cloud. Let me use that word, cloud. There are so many things they don't believe in. Even when they are dying, they still have to argue, God hate divorce, God hate divorce, and you're dying inside marriage. Does God like you to die? That's my question. Is it God's willing that your husband should kill you? I know there are women who abuse their husband, but now I'm just focusing on a woman being abused, okay? So, women abusing men are not that often. They are not that often. So, but now we are talking about a woman who has lost her life. I love this woman. I love Osinachi. I love her voice. I love the chills she brings when she's singing. She sings her heart out. She sings from her spirit.
My counsel to anybody: if you don't love anybody's daughter, instead of killing them, hand them back to their father. Better to be alive and there is no marriage than for you to die because of marriage. A killer marriage is a nonsense marriage. And I'm not talking of physical killing. There are people who can finish their wife or husband emotionally, psychologically, mentally. This woman is a shadow of her life.
Evangelist or Sister Osinachi was killed. She didn't die. She was killed. you looking at me today who has lifted up their hand and hit their wife, go and repent. Go and beg her for forgiveness on your knees, because you have lied against God. You have lied against God. God forbid that you lift up your hand and beat a woman. Beg you, be kind to your wife. I heard that this man beat his wife. He would beat her and ask the children to join him to beat her. He beat her to a coma until she died. I beg you, in the name of the God we serve, be God to your family. Be the representation of God. I plead with you.
Your marriage relationship and any other relationship is secondary. You are first a human being before you are a wife, before you are a husband, before you are a child, before you are a Christian, before you are anything. You come first. Please don't confuse religion and spirituality. I do not care who told you to stay in an abusive relationship and die there and be praying and be fasting. It is folly. It is foolishness. Don't allow anybody make you stay in an abusive relationship. Please.
So many people are blaming others for not being able to rescue this lady before this time. Just like I mentioned, there is just very little you can do for anybody who doesn't want to be rescued. I believe she was cancelled. I believe advices were given to her, but did she heed to it? You know how people believe that divorce is not an option. What goes on in the mind of the abused? You know, some of them have these distorted thoughts. You know, they always think that it is their fault why they are being beaten or abused or financially extorted. You know, some of these women live in doubt. They don't believe in themselves. They live in self-blame, and they are being controlled and traumatized and harassed and victimized by their abuser. And this abuser live very close to them. They live in the same house, the same as husband, you know. So the abuse lives in despair, in guilt, and at the same time they see themselves like, yes, I deserve to be beaten because I'm doing something wrong. So this other, in other words, some of them are just damaged. Okay, they are self-damaged. They have no self-worth. They have no confidence of themselves. So they feel inferior to the abuser. So this kind of people have low self-esteem and they lack self-confidence. They live in a degrading self, and they don't accept themselves as equal or as a higher level, you know, to the abuse. So these kind of people, they accept the beating as normal, which is very wrong. So those women who feel like they are being abused will cause themselves to, you see them, they'll be saying, okay, I'll get better. It will get better. If I do right, I won't be beaten. I won't be abused. But it doesn't work that way. And another thing we should understand, this group of women live in fear. Yes. Some of them feel like it's better for them to stay in it than living. So they feel like it's more threatening if they leave that relationship. Maybe the abuser will come and find them and kill them and their children, or do something horrible to them. So they feel like, okay, if I stay and keep praying, things will change. And the worst part of this Osinachi story is that people say that she always told them not to tell anybody, not to tell anybody. But again, I keep questioning, so why are you telling us now? If you kept that promise with her that you will not tell anybody, why are you telling us now that people got nothing to do to help her? Why are you speaking out? Why are you helping out? As a nurse who has been trained to a very high level, we are being told that if you notice any type of abuse, report to the authority immediately. You don't need any authorization. You don't need any consent. You have to report immediately. And if you don't report it, it's against you as a medical provider. It's against you. Our people want to emulate Americans, Europeans, but for us to do the right thing, we don't emulate them. All the negative things are the things we learn from overseas people, from the civilized world, from the Western world. But we don't learn the other part that says, do this, do this, do this to save a life or to make livelihood better. We don't learn that part. Honestly, I don't know how this sister was able to pull through this. All these things she was going through at home, and she would come out and deliver a powerful song, a powerful message, powerful ministration. I don't know how she was able to do it. She would sing from her heart. Now I'm thinking, was she lamenting based on what she was going through? Or was she singing to win souls for the Lord? Because I sing in my church. I'm a chorister. I have a very beautiful voice though. So there are times I'll be singing. My spirit will take me to life experience. My tears will pour. My spirit will be uplifted, at the same time broken, because I have connected the reality to the spirituality of it all. So now I'm thinking, was it what was going on in this woman's life? Look at her singing about a beautiful home above. And she will sing her heart out. You know, this our sister, her own abuse is so shocking in a way, because statistics has it that the abuser is the one that has the cash. The one that is the breadwinner to the family, the one that is the one that supplies the need of the abuse. So because of that, the abuse stays in so that the source of supply will not be cut off. But in our sister's situation, she was the breadwinner. She was the one that makes the money. According to Frank Edwards' testimony, you know, he even said that sometimes that the husband will prevent her from attaining programs. Sometimes she have to beg money for transportation after recording. Upon what this lady was making or charging per ministration, I cried, I wept. Why are we still living this type of life? Why are some men so mean, so brutal, so hateful? I don't know what other word to use on them. This shouldn't be. And I tell you, whoever you are out there, religion or family shouldn't be a reason or foundation why you are staying in an abusive relationship. You need to find a way of exit. Make a plan. Take your kids and run. If you have kids, you got to run. You got to get out for your dear life. I'm not saying you should divorce right away, but at least you can stay outside and make peace. And again, even when you're staying outside, make sure you stay at a place that you are safe. Otherwise, some of these people, they are mentally challenged. They are mentally derailed. They have mental problems. They are psychologically zapped out. They will start looking for you if you didn't run to a safe place. So you have to have your plan intact. Religious leaders telling them to stay. Divorce is not an option in the Bible. The Bible says in Malachi 2 verse 16a, I hate divorce, says the God of hosts. That's fine, but read it a little higher. What Malachi chapter 2 verse 15a, it said, didn't the Lord make you one with your wife? So if the Lord have made you one with your wife, why are you beating her tinker? Why are you abusing her? Can you abuse your own body unless you're crazy? Unless you are crazy. If you're not crazy, you cannot abuse your body. You cannot abuse yourself. Then why are you abusing somebody's daughter? Why are you abusing the one you profess that you love, the one you wear a ring on her finger, the one you say for better, the one you say you will protect, the one you say you will provide for? Why are you beating her to the extent of her dying? Why would you raise hand to even touch her? Young girls, be careful who you marry. Do not marry because I love. Just sit back and ask yourself, does he love me the same way? Does he love me well enough not to put his hands on me? Does he love me well enough to care for me at any level, to sacrifice for my sake and the sake of the children? We need to be careful. The world we live in today is very wicked. The Bible says that the heart is so deceitful. Who can know it? Except the Lord who created it. I love you is not enough. It's not enough. Ecclesiastes 10 says that wisdom is very, very profitable to direct. Some of them is very, very advantageous for success. So don't sit there and die. It's unacceptable. So thank you so much for watching another beautiful edition of Annie Otter's channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share, comment. Let me know how I'm doing, where I need to improve on. I love you guys and will always love you guys. Please stay safe out there and stay safe in your marriage. In your marriage. Marriage is meant to be enjoyed, not to be endured. You can't just endure a relationship that you plan to stay forever. You can't. Our parents did that, but it's no longer available for us to endure a relationship today. Things have changed. We got to make our relationship the heaven on earth. Do your best. Buku